Bad attempts at making your answering machine messages more jokey. It's a really cool visual that you got Will to draw all these routes, but who has this much paper at their house? Did Joyce pick up a part-time job at Dunder Mifflin? How exactly was this space even created? If she didn't have a piece of paper to connect the top piece to, then how did she know the picture at the bottom was even in the right place? Taping up your upside down art over a Jaws poster.
And the more he spreads, the more connected to him I feel.
This sounds really serious. If only Joyce hadn't promised Will she wouldn't call a doctor. If only there was a doctor a few miles down the road that specialized in the upside down. If only I'd stop talking like this. If only...
It's like when you have a dream and you can't remember it unless you think really hard.
I typically find that no amount of hard thinking will help me recall a dream. Those memories have to be triggered by something similar happening during the day that reminds me of what I dreamt the night before. So here's a sin for Will trying to psychoanalyze a situation when he doesn't even have a medical license. That's fraud, William. Fraud!
Maybe all of this is happening for a reason.
Mike pulls the everything happens for a reason bullshit. And I can't help but recall sitting in the courtroom trying to explain why I was found naked in the freezer at a Wendy's. I ultimately played the everything happens for a reason strategy, and while I didn't go to prison, I got 3 years probation and mild cases of frostbite on unfortunate places on my body. So don't tell me this reasoning works, Mike. Oh man, Hop's gonna go out like Nedry in Jurassic Park, isn't he? Death by goop to the face. If they could repair the hole that quickly, why'd they wait until Hopper collapsed to do it? Shouldn't the Roots have patched this up shortly after Hopper punched a hole in their vein? Making it sound like you're sucking up the entire Atlantic Ocean through a straw when you drink.
Oh, we only seem to hang out when the world's about to end.
You have no proof the world's about to end. You saw one tear in reality that the scientists seem to have contained. And that's it. Sure, we all know about the Roots and tunnels under Hawkins, but Nancy doesn't. Did she read the script when we weren't looking?
After everything just disappeared.
I mean, I thought my brother was dead, my mother was having a psychotic breakdown, and then we got attacked by monsters from another dimension and almost died. Sorry I wasn't there for you, Nancy. I'll try to stop being so selfish.
So who, baby? Hopper. I think he's in trouble. I think he's going to die.
So glad the writers chose to bring Will back and just make him the Lassie of season 2. As we've said so many times, we do not need to see anyone throw up on screen. And then somehow the Duffs make it worse by having Hopper throw up blood. Waiting until after you've been trapped and poisoned to finally make a face covering. Honestly, it's a wonder Hop doesn't die in season 2.
That's enough, Erica.
Kids. A lot of crazy happens in this episode, but honestly, the biggest mystery is how Erica has a plastic Mrs. Butterworth squeeze bottle in 1984, when those didn't land on shelves until 1999. I want to know more about the time-traveling syrup.
We can find her.
Giving your sobbing mother false hope. The mighty Duxtons. Dustin, who's never shown any physical prowess whatsoever, Wayne Gretzky's a baby Demogorgon into his basement entrance several feet away.
I'm sorry. You ate my cat.
Dustin, if you really want Dart to forgive you, you've got to give it a little more oomph. Breaking and entering.
Breathe. Sunflower. Rainbow. 450.
Whoa, Elle's mother is a winter soldier? What a twist. I did not see that coming. Conspiracy Nut has a red string bulletin board cliche.
Watch the attitude, bird.
Telling someone to watch their attitude while giving them, well, attitude.
And keep things PG in here, right?
Putting 2 teens in a private room and expecting them to keep things PG. Would you put a fox in a hen house and tell it to keep things vegan?
I just needed a safe place.
A safe place to what? Be creepy?
Max would be the maddest and maxiest at TVSins.
Something about vines?
Nobody watches Vines anymore, Joyce. We're all into TikTok now. Trying to keep up. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some Tosh.0 reruns to watch on my TiVo.
Okay, so the lines aren't roads.
Immediately forgetting that you were just talking about the health of Will and Joyce because you got excited about a break in the game.
Don't you get it? It's not a puzzle. It's a map.
But Joyce already knew it was some sort of map, and we knew it was some sort of map, so why is Bob's exclamation?
Look, if anybody copies, this is Jim Hopper, Hawkins' chief.
Is he without his face covering again? You know what, Hop? Here's 12 sins for once again breathing in poisonous air with no fabric over your mouth. Do you want upside down particles in your lungs? Because that's how you get upside down particles in your lungs. And upside down ants. Hopper was only able to get the vine monsters to move away with the fire. Since there's no fire anymore, why aren't they just closing back in on him?
Can you tell me where you came from?
I feel like the first question Becky should be asking 11 is, how the f did she get the chain lock to move and open the door with her mind? Hell, what the f You can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your mom's nose.
All right, I'm 3.6 inches. What do you got?
Please. Nobody who fights off Shelob is packing anything less than 9 inches. There's no need to be so modest, Samwise.
Karen, where's Nancy?
Expecting your wife to know where your kids are instead of taking an interest in parenting yourself.
Son of a bitch. You know, you're really no help at all. You know that?
Mr. Wheeler literally just told Dustin where Mike and Nancy were. How could he have been of any more help? Choosing to smoke a cigarette when you're having all kinds of issues breathing normally. Even in the 80s, smokers knew this wasn't a great idea. Hopper eventually survives this.
Music, really?
Complaining that someone is about to play Billie Holiday.
Stop talking.
Cutting off the nice lady who made you lunch, offered to take you in, and badly wants to communicate with her brain-damaged sister one last time. Lucky for 11, Mama's memories are being kind enough to just give Elle the greatest hits.
Hopper! Hopper! Hopper!
Hopper. Also, does nobody in this town understand how dangerous it is to go underground without a proper face covering? Here's 30 more sins for all these amateur spelunkers that don't know what the they're doing.
You see anything? I mean, in your now memories?
Referring to current knowledge as now memories. You're experiencing it currently. You're not remembering anything. Just how sharp is Hopper's pocket knife? He cuts through that like a box cutter through packing tape. Dude must sharpen his blade at least once a week. Or, you know, the writers do. Probably that. Fantastic. That's the horrifying image my brain will see when I wake up to pee at 3 in the morning. I'll mentally put Screaming Will right next to that thing from The Grudge.
You ripped my t-shirt.
You broke my nose. Twice.
Believe it or not, George isn't at home.
You wanna have sex?
Sure.
No, Kelly Clarkson!
When mom's mad at you, how do you make her not mad?
Sing her a shanty nice and snappy, wash her in the bathtub.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
There's no crying in baseball!